Going Numberless. Miss Jenny's machines were working tirelessly on the foundations for the new bakery. With determination and purpose, the machines diligently carried out their tasks. Each machine was carefully calibrated to perform its specific task, whether it was digging trenches or pouring concrete. "Break time, everyone!" called Kelly. As all the machines were resting their wheels, Percy arrived with some trucks of brick and timber. "I apologise for being late," Percy panted. "Bill and Ben hid my trucks earlier, and took me half an hour to find them."
"We've never met Bill and Ben, but they sound like fun,"
laughed Max. "If you were an engine like me, you would find their tricks to be extremely tiresome and repetitive."
"Oh, we all know about tricks. A long time ago, Max and Monty played a trick on all of us, and it wasn't funny at all. In fact, it was downright frustrating," grumbled Kelly. "And which trick exactly?" "We've played a wide range of tricks in the past," said Monty. "The next few years will be filled with more and more tricks," whispered Max. The two dump trucks chuckled to themselves.
"I believe I understand which trick you're talking about. Didn't it occur when Jack became an official pack member?" asked Byron.
"Yes, indeed," said Kelly.
There is no question that none of you have a sense of humour," Monty said. "But Max and I found that trick to be rather amusing."
"Well, in the end, did you two find it amusing that you two got in serious trouble as a result of your stupidity?" snapped Byron.
"I thought so."
"Kelly, would you be able to tell me what happened on that day, since I was not around?" asked Patrick.
"I wasn't around either. Please tell us, Kelly," begged Nelson.
"Well, we've got a little bit of time left before we get back to work," said Kelly. So everyone listened, and this is what happened.
Long ago, Jack was returning home from being repaired. It was an honour for Jack to be welcomed as a member of the pack after he saved Thomas. Nothing was more exciting to him than seeing all his friends again. When he arrived home, no one else was around, except for a red dump truck. "Hello, Max. Guess who's back?" said Jack.
"Max? I'm not Max. I'm Monty."
This was true. The red dump truck turned out to be Monty, but Jack didn't believe them. "Oh, nice try, Max," frowned Jack. "But I ain't falling for any one of your tricks."
"If you don't believe me, just look at my number, you pillock,"
snapped Monty. Indeed, Jack saw the number 16 on Monty. However, he still wasn't convinced. You got renumbered?" he asked.
"Renumbered?" Monty shouted. "Listen, you, I've never met you in my life. Now go away. You're really starting to irritate me."
"Ahem," said a stern-sounding voice. Miss Jenny had just stepped out of her office and wasn't looking very pleased. At that moment, the rest of the machines arrived home, including Max. Jack was speechless. "There must be something wrong with my eyes. I'm literally seeing doubles," he said. Miss Jenny smiled and shook her head. "Don't you worry, honey, there's nothing wrong with your eyes. Allow me to clear things up. I'd like to introduce you to Monty. He was away in Ireland helping out on a big build, and he is Max's twin brother. I'm pleased to have him back." Monty grinned broadly. "I am, however," continued Miss Jenny, "very disappointed in him for the way he treated a new addition to the pack so horribly."
Sorry, Mom," said Monty. "It was just a small misunderstanding."
"And I'm pleased to have you back, Jack," Miss Jenny smiled. "You were quite a hero when you saved Thomas." "He's the bravest front loader of all time," cheered Alfie. Miss Jenny turned her attention back to Monty. "Now then, Monty, I think that it's time for you to get a much-needed repaint. Your paintwork is in rough shape." Max was watching close by and had a very cheeky idea.
Excuse me, Mum. I've been working hard for the past few months too. I think that my paintwork has seen better days."
Miss Jenny looked all over Max. Do you know what, Max? For once in your life, I believe you're right. You and Monty will get repainted. Off you go now, but please no reckless driving. Max and Monty drove away to get repainted. But first, they had to stop at a traffic light. Whilst they waited, Monty noticed that Max had a wicked smile on his face.
Oh, I know that look. What are you planning? He asked. Just a little trick to play on the others, Max smirked. Oh, do tell, brother, chuckled Monty. Max explained his trick to Monty. After he finished, Monty smiled deviously. Oh, you are brilliant, he laughed. No, I am, replied Max. Once the lights turned green, Max and Monty continued on their way. It was dark when Max and Monty returned from being repainted. The other machines were fast asleep. They're in for a big surprise tomorrow, snickered Max. Especially that red pipsqueak, added Monty. The next morning, Miss Jenny addressed her machines. The focus of today's work will be working on the foundations for the new library. I know that all of you will make a mother proud. And remember, safety first, said the machines. Ready to put our plan into motion, whispered Max. You know it, snickered Monty. In no time at all the machines were working hard. Noise and dust filled the air. We're making good progress, said Jack. Oh, definitely. As long as Max and Monty don't cause any problems, I believe we'll be fine, added Alfie. Then the foreman shouted, Jack, move this dirt and load up Max. Right away, sir, cried Jack. Jack scooped a bucket full of dirt and hurried off to find Max. Here he comes, Max chuckled to himself. All right, Max, let's get you loaded up. Run dump truck, small fry. What are you talking about? I'm not Max, I'm Monty, lied Max. Oh, sorry, Monty. I was looking for Max. Have you seen... But before he could finish, Jack noticed something very strange. What happened to your number? He asked. Haven't you heard? Miss Jenny has decided that we're going to be numberless now. Makes sense. Since we do have names, there is no need for numbers. It was very obvious that this was not true at all. Max and Monty had lied to the painters to carry out their trick. But Monty, how can we differentiate you from Max if you're numberless now? Jack asked worriedly. Beats me. You'll have to figure it out yourself. Before Jack could say anything, a loud voice startled him. Oi, small fry! Stop wasting time and load me already! If you don't do as he says, Max sniffed, you'll be in serious trouble. I am sure you don't want to let Miss Jenny down in any way, do you? Of course I don't want to upset her. Sorry for bothering you, Monty. Coming, Max! Thinking Monty was Max, Jack drove away as fast as he could, whilst Max grinned deviously. I can't believe he fell for it, laughed Monty. Why are you surprised? Max asked. He's a newcomer, and newcomers are always gullible when it comes to jokes like this. Who should be our next victim? Ooh, so many choices. I'm thinking, how about Alfie? And after Alfie, Ned? Laughed Monty. Oh, here's to a good afternoon. And the two troublesome dump trucks raced away. That's absurd, protested Alfie. Miss Jenny would never make an idiotic decision like that. She's the one that makes the decisions around here, not you. So whatever Miss Jenny says goes, lied Max. How can you like this decision? We all know that it will cause a great deal of trouble and confusion. Quit your worrying, half-pint. Miss Jenny has made hundreds of great decisions, and this is one of them. Now stop wasting time and load me up. Very well, Monty.
Alfie sighed reluctantly. After Max was loaded up, he smugly drove away. He was satisfied that his plan was going very well.
Are you sure you're Max?
Asked Ned.
You look like Monty to me.
And how wrong you are, lied Monty.
See? This is ridiculous.
Grumbled Ned.
You and Monty need numbers. Going numberless is a horrible idea.
Well, you don't want Miss Jenny to hear that, do you? Sneered Monty, as she seemed to be very proud of her decision, and you would not want to upset her, would you?
Of course not,
snorted Ned.
But this decision of going numberless is causing a considerable amount of confusion.
Let's try something here. If things get really out of hand, we will try to convince Miss Jenny to give us our numbers back. Does that sound like a good idea to you?
Well, I think.
Splendid. Now, instead of complaining, you should lure me up as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you'll have to deal with Miss Jenny.
Yes, Max,
quivered Ned. Jack and the other machines were having a challenging time discerning Max from Monty. The two devious dump trucks' actions were hindering the progress of the new library project. But neither Max nor Monty seemed to care in the slightest. Miss Jenny was in her office when the telephone rang. What she heard next left her confused and very frustrated. So, you're telling me that I decided all my machines will no longer have a number? That's quite preposterous. Who told you that? Well, I will be having a serious talk with those two immediately, mark my words. Back at the construction site, Max and Monty were enjoying themselves enormously. Definitely one of your best tricks yet, laughed Monty. I know, grinned Max. But let's go a step further and do a little more. The twins laughed and hurried away, not knowing that Kelly had been watching them. Jack, take this dirt and load up Monty, called the foreman. Oh dear, Jack muttered. But he scooped a bucket full of dirt and drove off to find Monty. I hope I can get this right. This afternoon's been one of the most confusing experiences I've ever gone through, Jack said to himself. Jack was soon able to see that there was a red dump truck waiting for him, but at the same time, he wanted to make sure it was Monty. Monty? He called out. Well, what do you know? You're right. Jack beamed with pride. Don't listen to him. I'm Monty. Jack blinked and looked to his right. On the other side of the site was the other red dump truck. Oh no, Jack groaned. No, Jack, you're right. I'm Monty. Nonsense. I'm Monty. I'm Monty. I'm Monty. I'm Monty. Jack looked to his left, then to his right. He started to drive one way, and then the other way. Then back to his left, then back to his right. Max and Monty were trying not to laugh. It was too much for Jack. He was driving out of control and was unaware he was heading towards a giant trench. Look out! Cried Byron, but it was too late. Blistering buckets! Cried Jack. Hang tight, Jack, called Kelly. I'll get you out of there. Whoops, spluttered Max. That wasn't supposed to happen, Monty said meekly. Jack was soon craned out of the trench, while Miss Jenny was scolding Max and Monty. Just look at poor Jack! He's going to need repairs again, all thanks to you. We're sorry, Miss Jenny. We're sorry, everyone, said Max and Monty. If you try anything like that again, continued Miss Jenny, I will take away your names. Is that understood? Crystal clear, Max and Monty said meekly. Once Max and Monty regained their numbers, everyone decided to keep a close eye on them, suspecting that they may be causing mischief once again. For a while, the rest of the machines would give them the silent treatment and the occasional stink eye, letting them know that they wouldn't be trusted anytime soon. And that's the whole story, concluded Kelly. Well, I must say that's quite a tale, Patrick said. Do you still consider your trick to be funny? Teased Nelson. I suppose not, grumbled Monty. Didn't like the silent treatments and stink eyes at all. I thought it was very well deserved, snapped Byron. Break's over, called Kelly. Back to work. Come on, Monty, called Jack. I'll get you loaded up. But I'm... Oh, very funny, Half Pint, fumed Max. Very funny indeed.